I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I've changed for the better this time.
Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel and another video. Today I thought that we would go and see what kind of spring decor there is and see if we can go to the thrift store and copy our inspiration with the budget. So when I went to Target, I did notice with this new spring collection that there were several textures, natural textures out. There was nice woven bases for the table lamps. Then they used natural linen for the shades. Now, on the other end, I did see table lamps that were structured in nature in a darker base, along with the basket or a woven shade. In addition, I also saw table lamps that had the glass on the exterior and then some exposed metal elements on the inside. It was either usually in the bronze or black. So when we went to the thrift store, we were looking for like objects. I was looking for any base that may or may not be in a woven texture. I also was looking for bases that had a very slender silhouette. And I think we were very successful. So when I went to the thrift store, I did find a couple of lamps that had the glass element on the outside and then the metal rod in the middle. I also found a lamp that had a nice slender silhouette. In addition, I found another lamp that had a woven basket weave as the base. On another day, I found at the thrift store, I found a couple of lampshades that we could use that were in a light linen textile. And then I also found a couple of baskets that maybe we could flip upside down and use as a shade. So as we get into our projects, you can see how we transformed these unwanted items at the thrift store and brought them into our inspirational pieces for our spring decor. Let's get into it. Calling the basket shade lamp, table lamp. So when we went to the thrift store, we did find a lamp that I guess was a baseball motif. And what we did was we brought it home, we took off the lamp, we took off the shade off the lamp, and then we proceeded to do a scuff sand, fill in the baseball embedded motif, and then we sanded that down nice and smooth, and then we put a nice coat of lamp black paint, and then we finish it off we put 2 coats of that, and then we finished it off with a brown wax.
I'm not falling, I'll push all my chips and call all in. I'll bet on myself, you keep stalling. I hear destiny and it's calling. I'll keep my head up high through the downs and lows, and we're all going live. Still nobody knows, but I'ma choose what's right and take what comes and goes. And ain't no one in life holding me back no more. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays. Way back.
I do think it turned out really well, guys. We got the same shape as our inspiration. It's a slender profile. We painted it in a dark moody color. And then this basket, it is a change, it's a contrast. So we have a light shade and a dark base. And then this basket happens to be almost the size of our base. And when I'm looking for a lampshade, that's what I'm looking for, the height of the shade mimicking the height of the base or the stem. So I do think that we were very successful in this transformation. However, my thoughts about this one particular project, you know, I wouldn't do anything different. I am going to change the cordage on it, because this particular lamp that we got, it's a click on and click off lamp, and the cord was in red. So I do have to fix that and make that a little bit different. But other than that, I do think that it turned out really good. The brown wax over the black paint really deepened and richened the color. So I really, really like this, guys. And I hope you tried this one out as well. I did notice in several different stores, I saw, you know, Crate and Barrel, Magnolia, Homes, Pottery Barn. They all have the glass exposed lamps, or the glass lamps with the exposed center. I really truly like it. I could not find any larger lamps for this project. So hopefully where you are at in your thrift stores, you can find the larger lamps. But I did find 4 little small table lamps. So what I did was I let the cord dictate to me what color the exposed metal was going to be. For instance, I had one set of lamps that had a black cord. So what I did was all the gold metal elements, I spray painted those elements black. So the cord matches with the base. On the other end, the other set of lamps that I found were kind of a golden cord. So what I used on that one was the satin bronze. They both turned out very, very good. Now, here are my thoughts on this project. It was a little difficult to, separate the glass part from the metal elements without completely deconstructing the whole lamp. What I ended up doing was unscrewing the base and then exposing the metal inside, but wrapping the glass part up in some bags that I had, and you'll see that in the pictures. And then once the spray paint dried, I just assembled it all together. Like I said, I like the black ones better because I feel like that contrast really showed through. It really kind of, I like that strong contrast. So let me show you. So here are our lamps. I think that it draws your attention to that strong contrast of the metal rod on the inside. I really like these. I think these turned out really good. I spray painted them in a flat enamel paint, and I really like that flat finish. But if you like the satin or the glossy finish, feel free to get the spray paint with the finish of your choice. Now, the next set of table lamps that I got were the bronze ones, or so the gold ones. I will show you kind of my oopsie that I did. But otherwise, I think it turned out well. I do like the clear glass and the black rod better, but this turned out equally as good. You can still see the strong contrast of the metal rod on the inside, and the once gold color is really toned down by that satin bronze. Now, I will say that the satin bronze, so what I did was I kind of wanted it a little deeper bronze. So after I spray painted it, I thought, well, I would put a gilding wax on the top of it in the same color as bronze, just to deepen that color a little bit. But what happened was, and I'll show you on this one, what happened was it took the spray paint, that satin bronze spray paint, off in some places. So now I have to go around and touch up those areas. Otherwise, if it wasn't for my mistake, so learn from my mistake. But if it wasn't for that little oopsie I did, I think it turned out well. Again, my preference is the clear glass with the black metal rod, but these will look really good in somebody's kitchen, on their mantle, what have you. It turned out really good. So I hope you guys do go out to your thrift stores and look at the things in the store and say, hey, I can change that with just a little modification. This was just a spray paint. This was just a different color of spray paint. So I really hope you try this one too. Just learn from my mistake and don't put any gilding wax on top of it. And if you do, maybe let it dry for more than a day or two. But this is what they look like without that bright gold, and toned down a little bit with that bronzed exposed element. So lastly, what I was seeing in the stores was a bunch of natural elements on the base. So whether it's ceramic or stone, ceramic, wood, strong metal bases. I also found baskets or weave textiles type of bases. So when I went to the thrift store, I looked for any kind of baskets that maybe I could, change and make it into a lamp. Or I did happen to find a rather questionable lamp at the thrift store. It was white base, glossy white painted base with a big bow in the middle of it. So we removed the bow and we painted the base of the lamp, and it was close to what was originally on there. So it was glossy white on there originally, but I wanted to tone down that bright white and do a more of a kind of a gray, a cooler toned white. So I went with French linen chalk paint. So chalk paint also has that matte finish as well, and I really like matte finishes. Matte and satin, I don't particularly gravitate towards any glossy surfaces, but for me, I chose to do the chalk paint to that surface, that bottom base of it. And then after that was dried, I did need to deepen it up or make it more wood-like or basket-like, for lack of better words. So what we used is a glaze over the top of it, which helped deepen that tone and bring it more towards the brown side, what baskets are normally look like. And in addition to that, I felt like it needed something else. You could have stopped there for sure. But I felt like it needed something else to kind of make it more basket-like. And I just put a layer of brown wax on top of it. I had it out using it on the other lamp. So I thought that I would use it on this lamp as well. So here's our lamp that we found at the thrift store with that bow. Oh my goodness, that bow. That was an adventure, to say the least, to try to get that off. Not only am I struggling to get that bow off, but I'm also got to get all that glue out of those little hidey holes that you see there. So I tried to, you know, pick it off with my fingers, and then oh, look at me. That's nice. Anyway, so I used just some needle nose pliers to get into that, to those little hidey holes to just get that glue out. We are going to use this home decor chalk-like paint that we found at Michael's. Now, I realized the base of the lamp was already a white, but it was a glossy white, and I really wanted that matte appearance. So I elected to tone down the bright white a little bit by putting this French linen on it, and it turned out well. I know on camera it's very similar, but in person it did show up well. So I'm just brushing it on using my zebra fan brush. I'm trying to get into all the little nooks and crannies. Kind of hard to do on this wicker base, but it did turn out well. After we do this base coat, we are going to do a glazing technique over the base using Rust-Oleum aged glaze. We're just going to paint it on and take it off. Wow. And I think it turned out really, really good. Here it is in its finished glory, minus the big bow. I threw the bow away. Sometimes I keep things. Maybe I could find a use for it later on. I just never wanted to be reminded of that bow again. So this is how our basket lamp, paired it with a lampshade that we found at the Goodwill for $3. So keep your eyes out for lampshades while you're at your thrift store. So I don't know, I like it. So what do you guys think? I hope you try these flips, inspirational flips at home. I encourage you to go out to your thrift stores and find anything that you can turn into what your inspiration is. There's a lot of things at the thrift store and a lot of things that people are throwing away, and we're just trying to save things from going into landfill. And these are perfectly good usable objects. They may just need one or two little tweaks, like our lamps. So guys, if you like this kind of video, you like this kind of content, you found it fun, useful, entertaining, please hit the subscribe button, comment, and hit that little bell notification so you know the next time I upload a video. So on our next video, we're going to do a very similar project where we take something that we find, our inspirational piece, we go to the thrift store, we find a very similar shape, and we turn it into something that we can use and love in our home. So bye for now. I'll see you next week.
I've changed for the better this time. I thought I would never be fine.